So this PC, I call it my free 99 PC. Let me tell you a story about this PC. I needed a new work computer. And instead of actually spending money to buy one, I was like, wait, you know what? What do I actually need in a work computer? I need to be able to have two 1440p monitors, and I need to run Excel, and I need to open a bunch of Chrome windows, and that's it. So cue this baby. So here's the story behind this one. So let's start out with the case and the motherboard. I had a coworker who said there was issues with his computer, and work just said get a new one because he hadn't had a new one in a while. And I said to work, do you care if I take it? They didn't care. They said take it. So it had a CPU, I think it was a 2200G, which I sold. And then it had two 4 gig sticks of RAM, which I tossed in a mining rig. And it had a power supply that was garbage, so I basically trashed it. So that's it. The CPU is a 2700X that I bought with a few broken pins, soldered them back together, and here we go. I need a Wi-Fi card because it doesn't have Wi-Fi, and I need Wi-Fi. Just found it in a pile of old Wi-Fi cards I had. Don't ever throw parts out. Sometimes I'll buy computers, chop them up, keep some parts, sell some parts. This is the result of that. A lot of these old power supplies, I don't really like to sell them. I just hold on to them for mining. This is a pretty cool story, actually. This is the first GPU that I actually repaired on my own. I bought it at the height of the GPU shortage. I think I paid like $80 for it. And I tried to fix it, and it had a few busted MOSFETs. I figured I could do it, and lo and behold, I did. So this has two display ports, which is perfect for what I need. Basically just undervolted to Kingdom Come, so it's not hot. There we go. These RAM sticks, one was from a PC that I bought and sold and kept the RAM. It's I think it's a 3200. I don't know what the timings are. This is 2800, and as you all know, or you don't know, but it's not common knowledge, but you can run RAM with different timings and megahertz, and they'll just run at the lowest RAM. And for what I need, 16 gigs is more than enough. And that's it. So let's boot this baby up and see what it can do. Alright, so you just saw my settings. So I'm playing Mystery Heroes just because it's fun and it's random. So I got stuck with Echo. Just a heads up, I suck with Echo. I don't play her. So yeah. So loading it up, I'm just moving around. We have a pretty solid 160 frame rates. 160 FPS, which isn't bad. The 99s are about 100. You know, you can see the GPU utilization is only about 80, which isn't terrible. It's pretty solid. So I'm just moving around. It's not terrible. It's definitely playable. I didn't feel once like the PC was holding me back. It was more my skill level. So I'm just kind of sitting back. I had a little bit of a stutter right there. The 1% lows are a little nasty. But it certainly doesn't stop you from playing. Like I said, I stink with Echo, so I'm just kind of sitting in the background. Yeah, first kill. So you saw a little bit of a stutter there. Like I said, the only negative experience is those 1%ers, and I really don't think it affected my ability to play this game. I would definitely play Overwatch on this computer at 1080p and have zero issues with it. And this game, I know it's using an older engine, but the graphics are updated and it came out a month ago. Alright, so now we're moving on to 1080p high settings. It's definitely a difference. it's not. I mean, is it a lot different? That'll be up to you to judge. Playing Mystery Heroes again. I'm playing Roadhog. I don't really play him much in the new Overwatch. I actually like 5v5 over 6v6. I'm no pro. I'm just a casual player, but I think it has more depth and it avoids all the stupid metas that Overwatch used to have. Will it keep my attention? I don't know. Call of Duty's out, so we'll see. So anyway, back to the frame. Back to the reason you're watching this video. Right now, you got a stable 150 frames per second with the 99s at around 100. As we get into some action, you'll see it take a dip right about now. So you'll see it went down to about 100, which is fine. As you can see, I'm knee deep in action, and there's no lag, there's no anything. Now sometimes you'll see the 1% get a little wonky, and you'll see a little bit lag there, but that can't really be helped, I think, at this graphics card. Also, of note, my internet connection isn't the best. I'm using a Wi-Fi card that's not very new, so that might have something to do with it. But yeah, the frames are solid. It looks nicer than 1080p low. So is it worth it over low? I think so. Alright, so Mr. Heroes again, 1440p. You can already tell the frames are a little bit less, obviously. GPU utilization's higher as expected. I'm somber, which is nice. It's a serial I don't suck with. So right out the gate, we're floating at around 100, and it drops as we hit the action, about 90. Graphics look fine. It's very snappy. As you can see, I mean, I think it's pretty snappy for 1440. I'm not having any issues. Frames are obviously lower. You end up at about somewhere between 80 to 100, depending on what you're doing. And the low, the mids are between 50 and 70, which it's fine. If you want to play it at a little nicer resolution, go for it. When I played at 1080p or 1440, I actually think I'd probably play it at 1440. I tend to personally like a better resolution over frames, so this is probably what I would end up going with. The game that I've been waiting to try, and I hope you guys are excited to see too, Modern Warfare 2. You just saw the settings, 1080p, presets mostly. So I just want to let you guys know I'm using my weapon loadout from what I normally play at, and my controls are not the same. So I'm going to be flashbanging myself a lot, because flashbang is my switch weapon, and I'm bad at this game, so I use overkill a lot to compensate for being okay. So you'll see me flashbang myself a bunch. Anyway, I couldn't get the NVIDIA frames counter up. Oh, here we go. Here's first fight. So frames are pretty solid. They're 75 to 85 frames per second. I think it's playable. Is it as high as I would like? No, but I mean, you get what you pay for, and I think it's a very good value. And I would certainly play at these frames and at this resolution, and I would not complain about it. Now, can it play in 1440? Here we go. Again, I couldn't get the NVIDIA preset counter to load, and I'm going to flashbang myself a bunch, and it's probably going to get me killed. I also hate this map. It's a nice looking map, I just hate it. So as you can see, temperatures are good, VRM's low. We're at about 70 frames. It's actually not that much lower than 1080, which is surprising. I don't know why, but it's not lower. I mean, I guess, I don't know if it has anything to do with the fact that I'm playing this on a 1440p monitor, and maybe it just downscaled 1080, so it was going to be the same anyway. I don't know, but it's oh no, it's dipping a little bit, dipping a little bit lower. We're dropping it below the 60 FPS mark that I would like to be at for multiplayer titles. Would I play it at 1440? Um, I don't know. The dips are, the dips are there. Again, I don't know if that has anything to do with the RAM or my internet, but I think that I would prefer to play this one on 1080p if given the choice. Whoa. I did not update my graphics driver either, so the the bugs are chasing me and getting me killed too. So yeah, this is 1440. Again, I think I would play at 1080, and I also would need to update my drivers to make it a smoother experience. But there you have it. Call of Duty works on my e-waste PC. So as you guys can see, you don't need the latest and greatest computer to enjoy AAA gaming. In fact, you can take a pile of e-waste, as seen here, and turn it into a gaming computer. Now, can you always do it this cheap? You never know. If you look at the right sites and you're willing to buy used parts and you're willing to get really creative, like using an old Wraithspire cooler as your cooler, and you're not picky about the parts, anything is possible. Like I said, we were gaming with RAM with mixed timings, and it worked fine. Now, if I were to make any changes to this build, I think I would, maybe splurge the $30 it would cost to buy RAM with proper timings, and maybe I'd get more. Maybe I'd get 32 if possible. 16 is fine, but maybe 32. And I would definitely, even if you guys are splurging on used parts, I would definitely buy a new or close to new M.2 or SSD, because that's really going to hold you back if you get a bad one. So anyway, I hope I showed that you're able to get a decent quality PC for less than the price of a Nintendo Switch, or around the price of a Nintendo Switch. It's certainly less than the price of a PlayStation 5. If you're willing to put a little bit of work into it, and it's certainly a fun experience, and I hope this was informative, and I certainly plan on doing a lot more videos involving older parts, so stay tuned for those. Please like and subscribe,